Alright, today I'm out here on my patio. Um, Played my first jazz gig last night during the pandemic. This actually wasn't my first jazz gig completely. This was the first jazz gig with my trio. I did play with a friend, my friend Brian Ruskin, a couple times, which was great. But this was different because I was the leader. And so wanted to talk a little bit about my experience. Um, First thing is, I never know whether these gigs are actually happening or not. Sometimes I don't find out till kind of the last minute because things are changing so quickly, every month, every week. And so when I found out I was going to be playing this, I called my players to see if they were available, and I actually had trouble. I thought I was going to have trouble finding players because I found out that some of them actually did not want to start playing again. They were still afraid of the virus. And so I had a little bit of a panic, just wondering if I could find the players I needed to do the job. But anyway, it worked out really well. I had Rob Whitsett on guitar, who's been my primary guitarist for many years. Rob is an amazing player. He toured with George Shearing, played with Nancy Sinatra, and also toured with Jack McDuff. And many times I've tried to explain to people his level of playing on the guitar, and the way I describe it is Rob is basically kind of married to his guitar. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. I mean, that's his whole life is playing the guitar. And he told me one time, if he got an idea at 2 o'clock in the morning, he'd get up out of bed and start practicing. It's different, of course, if you've got a family and you've got a day job, you can't do that. But he's always, he's a single guy, so he's definitely one of the most amazing players I've ever worked with. He may be one of the best jazz guitarists in the world. I don't know, it's great. But anyway, so I got to play with Rob last night, and then I played with Jacob Romer, who is a very young bass player. I don't even know how old Jacob is. I just know he's a lot younger than I am. But he's an amazing player. Definitely one of the best bass players I've ever played with. And so anyway, we had a great time. The restaurants around the Kansas City area, they have specific rules about capacity, social distancing, just like everywhere else. So the restaurant was about half capacity. We had a good crowd. We actually played up in the balcony, so we didn't have to wear masks, even though the county we played in, there was a mask ordinance, but they made an allowance for us because we were far enough from the patrons. So fantastic. One thing I've often noticed about playing gigs, if things go exceptionally well, years ago when I was in the military band, we used to play concerts up in the Adirondack Mountains in upstate New York, and many times we wouldn't get hardly any sleep. And the next day, my friend and I, Scott Elliott at the time, would make observations that we didn't really feel tired. We were in such a natural high still from the music that it's almost better than coffee in some ways. But anyway, so today I got up. I got about 5 hours of sleep because I got up and went to early mass, the only mass available today at my church. I feel pretty good, pretty pumped up still from last night. I'm sure it'll hit me later in the day. But anyway, it was a great experience. So I am starting to play some live gigs and hoping more and more people open up here. Going to spend the afternoon today in my swimming pool. I got just a inexpensive above ground pool in my backyard. And in Kansas City this summer, it's been an exceptionally hot summer. In the 90s most days. So I've been looking forward to getting in the pool all week. So I'll get in the pool and relax with my family. And so anyway, just wanted to give you a little insight into what it's like playing during the pandemic. Also to let you know, yes, there are some live shows going on, depending on where you live. So hopefully we'll see you all out at one of our next live shows. That's all I got for now.